Yay, imperialism. Welcome to Frickin' History. And if you want a 3, a 4, or a 5 on your AP World, APUSH, or AP Euro exam, I'm the guy to see. So when we're talking about American history and we're talking about imperialism, you're going to see some similarities and differences in the attitudes, okay? And that's what we're going to focus on here. Again, this is Unit 7. We made it. It's 1890 to 1945. We got a lot of cover, so let's get going. After the Civil War, William Seward, who was involved with both the Johnson and the Lincoln administrations, had decided he wanted to expand the territory. And so he agreed to buy Alaska in 1867 for $7.2 million. And what happened was everybody out there was thinking, what are we doing? It was shown as basically this iced over, you can't use it, it's not even connected to us. What are we doing? Seward's Folly is what it was called, until they found gold in like the late 1800s. And then all of a sudden, it got a little bit better. And then when we found oil later, Alaska turned out to be a really good acquisition. Now in 1870, U.S. Grant, who was president at the time, decided he had a treaty with Hawaii in regards to their sugar. He was interested in setting up something around Pearl Harbor, foreshadowing a little bit. And so U.S. settlers started to go and grow plantation style, making large amounts of money. So the first thing they did, they decided, let's get together, get rid of the Queen, and we'll annex the United States so we don't have to pay those tariffs. And so the settlers, along with others, with the help of the U.S., overthrew Queen Liliuokalani, and before you know it, annexation was on the way. Tariffs, bye-bye. Now to understand, during this time period in the late 1800s, from a world perspective, Europe, like Britain, France, the Belgian Congo, they were all carving up Africa. Great Britain had control of India, and there were places, the Dutch were in Southeast Asia, so there was a lot of that going, including spheres of influence in China taking care of all of those natural resources. The U.S. just wanted their piece. Now, our expansion during that 1800s was really on the continent of North America, and that was the Manifest Destiny. All right, the Monroe Doctrine came into play, and so we decided to take our stance there. Let's look at the first group, the ones that were in favor of imperialization. Now, the first reason was because imperialism supported the economic development. The large industrialists, if they could get more markets, have access to more materials, it could make them more money down the line. Another reason for them to do it was to increase our reach. We were going to increase our military power. And so based on Alfred Thayer Mahan's book, The Influence of Sea Power Upon History, I wanted to make sure I got that right. That was basically saying, strong nations need strong navies. What do you need the strong navy for? You need the strong navy to make sure that those shipping lanes are not going to be disrupted by others. That led to a whole fleet of steel Navy ships. The steel was done by Andrew Carnegie. I like that. Now, another reason they thought imperialism was a great idea is because of social Darwinism. The idea that we were capable and it was our duty to take care of those that couldn't necessarily do it on their own. That leads us to Josiah Strong's book, Our Country, Its Possible Future, and Current Crisis, in 1885. Josiah Strong said because of Christianity, it was the job of Protestant Americans to go out there and push Christianity to those who didn't have it as a part of their good doing. And they would do this along while they were colonizing. Now, anti-imperialists had a much simpler road and understanding of why we should not be imperializing. They believed in self-determination. That's the first one. Okay, so here's the thing. When the United States has been built on self-determination, going all the way back to the colonies, it's why we wrote the Declaration. Self-determination, to create a government that works for us. It's all enlightenment. And yet we want to take away those opportunities from other countries? They rejected the racial theory. They thought social Darwinism was not correct, and that whole idea that there was a social pecking order, that the white Europeans were superior in their thinking and ability, they thought was preposterous. The third thing, they supported isolationism. They said, look, going back to Washington's address, the United States should not get involved with any of these other countries because in the end, it's going to end up in war. That's bad for us. And fourth, they opposed all that military spending that they were going to be doing on all those steel ships that was going to be the Great White Fleet eventually. So there you go. You got two sides, the debate about American imperialism. Should we or should we not? Let's find out in the next episode. Peace.